Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's discuss the today's concept directives in Angular. So to state the directive in a simple word, it's a attribute where you can write in a HTML tag to change the behavior and structure of a DOM by adding and removing the elements. So we have different types of directives in Angular. Those are components, structural and attribute directives. So now I'll explain what are the structural directives and how we can use them in the real time. So we have ngIf, ngFor and ngSwitch as the structural directives. So the functionalities of if, for, switch are the same as other programming languages. But syntactically these are different in Angular. So now I'll explain in the Visual Studio how we can use in the real-time scenario. So let's move to Visual Studio Code. Here I have used ngIf structural directive. So my requirement is I have to display this particular name field is required based on some conditions. So this directive will state the behavior of this particular tag. So whether it has to present in the DOM or not based on the condition. So I'll explain in the browser. Here, if I am not writing anything, I am displaying this name field is required, which is in the HTML tag of mat error. So to display that particular message based on the condition, I am using this ngIf directive. So I am defining the directive definition again. Here, see, a directive is an attribute which I have written in this mat error HTML tag. So to state the behavior of this particular tag by triggering these JS classes, which are predefined JS classes. So whatever these classes returns, which is a boolean, whether it is true or false, for this ngIf. So based on that boolean value, it states the behavior of this mat error tag. So this is how we can use the directives in Angular. Next, I'll explain how to use this ngFor structural directive. So here I'm using ngFor to display the list of months, holidays in months. Here I have an array called month. So using this months array, I'm looping out this particular list. So in this particular DOM, to list out all the months, I'm using the structural directive called ngIf. So if you want to limit these particular months till like May or till June or July, you can control that using this ngFor, which is a structural directive. So this is the syntax for this structural directive. All the structural directives will have the star in front of it. So inside this directive, you can write other conditions also. You can use the index to limit the array, to limit the loop. So through browser, you might understand in the DOM if you want to change the limit of these elements. So this is one div element which is having the John, which is having the Feb, which is having March month. So you are controlling these HTML elements through the structural directive. Even in ngIf also, you can write multiple conditions inside the directive, or you can directly place a single boolean value true or false also. So these are the syntaxes of these both structural directives. Next, I will explain how to use the ngSwitch structural directive. So this is the syntax. for switch case. So this functionality is same like the other programming language switch case. So here I am taking a selected value to compare with the string. See, I am taking the selected value as 2. So I'll be checking the inner HTML elements by placing the switch case. So in which HTML tag this is getting equal with the 2. So I am checking the selected value is 1 or 2. Now I have taken this value as 2. So this particular HTML tag case will become true, and this boolean value will get displayed in the browser. So in the browser it is displaying who is selected. If I change the selected value as 1, and saving the file, it's getting compiled. So now it becomes true. This HTML will become true, and 1 is pressed will display in the browser. So if no case is getting true, like selected value is 3 or something else, so the default will become true and it display in the browser. So first it will check 1. The selected value is either 1 or 2. If it is 1 is pressed, this is displayed, and if it is 2, this particular message will get displayed. And if nothing is getting equal, the default case will display in the browser. So one thing we need to remember is the ng switch default is always should be at the bottom, and we cannot write two structural directives on the same element. For suppose if I want to apply ng for on the same element where I have already applied ng switch, it will give compilation error. For example, I have already applied ng for directive on the li element. So if I want to apply ng if on the same element, I am giving some boolean value true. So if ng if is true, then only if you want to loop out this list. So I am writing the two structural directives on the same li element. I am saving this file. It has given compilation error. Use only one attribute prefixed with star on the same element. So we cannot write two structural directives on the same element. So if you want to loop out this list on a particular condition, we have to write a separate HTML element on top of it, and we should apply ng if on that HTML tag, and inside we should write ng for. So we should not write two structural directives on the same element. So this is one more thing which we need to remember. I have removed the ng if and I am saving this file now. It got compiled successfully. So this is all about the structural directives. In the next video, we'll explain attribute directives. Please subscribe to this channel for the latest video updates. Thank you.